I was asked an excellent question on the forum, and we're going to just make that the verse of the day. The question is Trump like biblical Jehu? Let's look at it. I'm Pastor Sam, and this is your verse of the day for Gospel Gunslingers. Jehu assaulted the deep state of his day and slew both the king of Israel and the king of Jordan. And it's all right here in 2 Kings 9, if you want to take a look at that. It's a dramatic battle. And this is one of the things that people that aren't real Bible readers, they're looking for something like this. So if you're not serious about studying the Bible, this is a great place to start. Just crack it open, find your table of contents, go to 2 Kings 9, read this one chapter, and you'll see how God ordained a warrior to drain the deep state of his day. And he killed Joram, and he killed Ahaziah. And what Joram said is he called it treason when Jehu came for him. He said, "There is treachery, O Ahaziah." But they had to get the queen mother, because there was a Hillary somewhere up in the tower. Jehu came into the city of Jezreel. Jezebel heard of it. This is verse 30. And she painted her face and tired her head and looked out at a window. So she did her hair, and the Hebrew actually says she put on antimony. So she painted her eyelids silver. And as Jehu entered in at the gate, she said, "Had Zimri peace who slew his master." This is something that you're welcome to look up, and it's a tremendous story, but she refers to another forceful overthrow earlier in the Bible, and the man who did it, it did not go well with him. He did not reign long. So Jezebel here makes the second call that this is treason to overthrow her. Now here's my real point for today, is that Jehu needed a little bit of help. So he looks up to the window. He lifted up his face to the window and said, "Who is on my side? Who?" And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. That is, men that had been castrated. Girly men, the soy men of their day. What our country is made out of. They looked down to him from the window. And Jehu said, "Throw her down." So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses. And he trode her underfoot. I could just see Jehu slapping the reins and causing his chariot horses to stamp her down. Anyhow, that's how Jezebel was killed. And it took the help of a few men that were not warriors to grow a pair. So yes, Trump is like Jehu, but dang it, some of America is going to have to recover the masculinity of their forefathers, and their balls are going to have to drop, and they're going to have to reject all of this pacifist Christianity, which has been foisted upon us. It's a huge lie. Now let's look in 1 Kings 19. This is actually the verse of the day. 1 Kings 19, 16 and 17. The Lord's talking to Elijah. Elijah had a great victory, but he was really sad because it wasn't complete. The deep state wasn't completely removed. Kind of like what we had in World War II and kind of like what we had under Reagan. The deep state still lived on. So here's what the Lord told Elijah at his point of desperation. "And Jehu the son of Nimshi shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel, and Elisha the son of Shaphat shalt thou anoint to be prophet in thy room. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay, and him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay." Yes, there is a Jehu in our time. See, God has still the heathen armies of the world to judge things. And if you don't think that he can put a hook in the jaw of Russia or China and cause nuclear weapons to go and destroy other troublemakers that are troubling his people, he'll do that first. The next thing is he'll raise up his righteous king. And yes, Mr. Trump is that. But there is another weapon. There's another weapon, and this is the final word. And the final word is the sword of the prophets. And it is the eunuchs that wax strong in the fight. And when that happens, when people take personal responsibility to take care of their naughty and nice list, there's nothing that can stand in the way of our recovery of free ideals and of America, of having a tiny place in the world that's free. Thanks for joining. I'm Pastor Sam. This is your verse of the day.